today.
What can you find out about quarterbacks through 2 days? What have you learned about your guys so far?
Great group. Obviously, some of the older guys have played more. Obviously, that we're getting some more reps right now. But it's good just to see them throw. I love their attitude, their effort. Great guys. I know Coach says probably the same thing, Coach Leipold. The great guys to work with. I'm hard on guys, but I'm also high five, chest pumping type guy. My biggest thing is trying to figure out which guys can handle some adversity, and then get the rest of the team to kind of rise with them to kind of fight through it. So I'm one of those kind of guy coaches. So that's what I'm trying to find out the first couple of days. Can they handle the way I coach? And then also who can bounce back from what I like to learn, obviously talent-wise. You see some arm talent, some stuff like that. I'm trying to find out what happens when a guy makes a bad play, what happens the next play. That's the biggest thing about me is the focus. I'm a big focus, refocus guy. I've seen guys make mistakes, and do they just keep making mistakes? Do they get down to the BCD, we call it, all the bad body language and blank, or do they fight back and give me the next throw? So that's one of the things I'm learning. Attitude, effort. You guys know that probably anyways. Great guys. I love that part about it, and that's the exciting part. I think there's a group of guys. There's the talented group, okay, in their own ways. We learn the system, obviously, but and that's the other thing you learn. Who can pick stuff up fast, because it's hard. It's a whole new offense. They did some work in the summertime, obviously, but the way you see us practice, if you're out there watching, it's two huddle, kind of a chaos experience, and you got to be able to lock in. You see the guys motioning and moving and grooving. You got to be able to motion guys and kill plays and check plays and do all this stuff. Who can, what I call functional, who has a high level of functional intelligence, which I say is the ability to process large amounts of information in a short period of time. That's kind of what I'm learning step by step. Who can and can't, and then you kind of say, okay, this is what I got to work on. So really try to find out what I need to work on with these guys. What each guy needs help with, for lack of better words. I need to help get them better in those spots.
What are some of the, I guess, important traits for running the type of offense you guys want?
Functional intelligence. I know it sounds good. I stole that from somebody. I apologize. I just like the way it sounds. That's how. And then I can spew out ability to process large amounts of info in a short period of time. To me, there's so many things going on. No huddle teams, not good nor bad, but they're trying to beat you by the amount of how fast they can run a play. And sometimes just simple, and the play might not be quote unquote sound against that defense, but it works because I'm going faster and the other defense isn't set. So we have variations on that. To me, can I call a play? Can I get a wristband call a play, process what just happened when I called it, make sure we're aligned, check the defense out, what's going on, then start moving people around, then remember the play, then the snap count and all that stuff. So that's the biggest thing for me. I was so into that question. What was the last?
No.
Functional. Functional intelligence. The ability to keep us moving down the field. I call it. I hate saying don't make mistakes, but just positive. But I call it the rule of zero. Who can handle the rule of zero the best? Meaning, if we have the ball and the whistle blows, we still have the ball, and the worst thing that happens, we're at the line of scrimmage, life's really good. That's okay. It's 3rd and 17. It's shoot, pick six, touchdown. So try to figure out who can keep us. I call it, instead of saying don't throw picks, don't take sacks, I call it the rule of zero. Who can get us back to the line of scrimmage and hopefully beyond, obviously, is what I kind of look for. And those are kind of like, obviously, you want guys that are competitive, leadership skills, all that stuff, which you kind of find out as it gets going. Because the group is old guys and young guys. It's kind of a unique group. It's like there's some old guys like last year. You had an old guy playing and a young guy playing. I should say we did. I should say that now. But there's that played a huge discrepancy, and that's kind of like the fun part, trying to figure out what they need best. That's what we work on. I'll tell you this: every time we meet as a quarterback group, before I start watching film, we take 5 or 10 minutes of talking about that stuff. I call some of that stuff situational savvy, meaning know where you're on the field, know those kind of things. So I work a lot on that kind of stuff. That's really big. Besides the accuracy, obviously, is important. And like I said, the ability to focus and refocus is huge for me.
What have you learned about Jason Bean?
Summer-wise, well, you learn summer-wise. I just talked to the strength tech update. They say really good athlete, right? Can run really fast, and really good athlete. You see the first couple of days, he's got a live arm, strong arm. And coming from a system, I think it's a different system, obviously, a totally different surroundings. So I think the part of trying to figure out how to handle play calls and all that stuff is a part that is going to take a little bit of time with them. In terms of that part, great. That's what I kind of at least see. Arms, good arm strength, arms live, runs fast. He can run fast. So they did a really good job weight room wise this summer, I think, in terms of getting stronger and so on. So that's kind of like you would find out on that kind of stuff. It's kind of fun. So it's kind of good to see, like, hey, like I said, it's day 2, but it's good to see, like, okay, okay, good. Let's see what happens.
When you talk about getting to know your
Yes.
quarterbacks, how much of that's going on with the staff? And you guys kind of, I know a lot of them together, a lot of you guys familiar with each other, but it's still first time all together here and some new faces and things like that. Does that happen out here, or was that all done before?
Wait, explain. I'm sorry. I want to make sure I answer correctly.
Staff working together under Coach Leipold.
Our whole staff, how is it
Correct.
here
Yeah.
compared to other places?
No. Are you having to get to know each other out there on the field?
No,
Like you're
I'll tell you
doing
this.
with players?
Obviously, me being a little bit in terms of just how practice is organized, like the guys have been with them, we know we kind of have an idea, maybe feel, but we know what periods are coming. We kind of know what the drill wise. So a little bit of that with the guys who are new, a little bit of that. Offensively, you got Jay Wall and Coach Jones, really good guys. That's what helps. Like, I know it sounds, but guys that fit with us personality-wise, that are easy to talk to, but still a learning process. And I think that's funny because you try to figure out, you never know how people coach until they coach. You talk about it, you seem like this is a good dude. I really think it's going, but you don't know. Does he come out all of a sudden? Is he a crazy yeller, or is he psych, or is he swear, or whatever? You don't know. And they're really good people. So I think they're learning. Me and Coach Jones us 3 become pretty close because obviously quarterback, running back, skill-wise, Jay Wall's terrific, and learning his approach. I think figuring out little intricacies of how we do the plays, I think, is the biggest part. Like, that you see a play, you see a rep, until you go out there, and then we can kind of create, hey, do this. Hey, he needs to do this a little bit, or hey, running back's too fast. We kind of know the mistakes that have occurred that we kind of help get going.
Sure.
But they're A+ people, A+, man.
Ready or not, you'll have a game and have to name a starter in 3 weeks.
You sure?
So,
You sure? Rumor has it.
I'm giving you facts.
Is that Friday night by chance? Okay, got it. I'll be there.
How will you evaluate in 3 weeks' time?
No, here's what we do. But honestly, goodness, you evaluate. I'll say a couple things and let it roll and see what happens. Like, as a quarterback coach, for as long as I've coached in different, I've been through this before in terms of quarterback situations, bad, whatever you want to call it. Minnesota, same thing. All different places, different. Northern Illinois, same thing. I mean, Jordan Lynch almost wins the Heisman. He's our 3rd quarterback. Like, at first, then became number 2, and Chandler Harnish was Jordan Lynch didn't start till his 4th year. No one understands it. He was a 4th-year kid. That's when he truly started. We were gone, and that's when he rolled, because everybody else wants to get up and go all the time and leave and so on and so forth. But really what it is practice-wise, repetition. We count reps. Obviously, we keep accuracy, inaccuracy, throws, completion, all that. So there's a component to it, which is going to be a part of it, obviously. But also just to see who's got the leadership skill, who's getting us, puts us in the best situation to be successful in terms of scrimmage situations. You see our practice-wise, instead of doing we'll do a lot more team stuff, so you get pressures down quarterbacks, because obviously they took a lot of hits last year. It's just the way life is. You know the number, I brought the numbers, was the number of pressures they took. So you got to kind of I got to kind of help them realize it ain't going to happen again. You hope, you know what I'm saying? But like, in terms of how we're going to hopefully run the ball, play action, we're going to do our best. Kind of say, trust those dudes up front. Trust that we'll get guys open and so on. So kind of reprogram that, but see who can handle that stuff the fastest, so you can get the ball out of their hands the quickest. Because the thing that struggle with the guys who have trouble in playing for us is the guy who holds on to it for no apparent reason, or is trying to make them miraculous instead of take the 3. You know, it's a plus. The other rule, I have a lot of these crazy fun rules. It's a +4 rule. Like, you don't throw the ball to get 60 yards. Like, every play can get 60 yards. We call it pass. If we get +4, heck yeah, let's go. Like, you're going, you know what I'm saying? And that's the deal of trying to teach you. Take the check. Yeah, let's take the check down instead of force it. Well, yeah, I've always said this. Great quarterback, what I'd like to find is about these guys. There's this line, I call it. And the great quarterbacks push this line of how far, what can I get away with? What kind of throws can I make? The guys who struggle are the ones who go over that line and keep doing it. The guys like the Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre, Mahomes, they've kind of figured that out. You know, A-Rod probably, Mahomes the best is what I can and can't get away with, and gotta know what the throws I can make. The guys who struggle are the ones who, then that's where we're trying to get to. That's where I kind of find out who makes the least. I hate to say, like, Coach, who plays the best ball? Does that make sense? I hate saying bad ball, because Coach K will always tell you bad ball gets you beat way before good ball wins you games. That's just what I always say. Bad ball gets you beat. So who's playing good ball? Does that make sense on that stuff?
You talk about all those hits. Have you seen some PTSD from Jalen particularly? He took a lot.
He did. We joke about it sometimes a little bit too. Sometimes today there's actually a play where he kind of did something. I'm like, don't go there. Don't go there. It's just, but great arm talent, obviously, get away with it. But like, yeah, it's just saying, like, I think also you look at a group of young men that have been through so much in terms of coaching wise. Not saying good people are bad people. I'm just saying these kids have been through so many different offenses. You got all these offenses, let alone going through a season of COVID and not winning a game and all this stuff. Holy mackerel! Like, you gotta just say, hey, we're here. And I hope they know that I use the word love a lot. Like Coach Allen at Indiana does too, and I love Coach Allen. He's a terrific guy. But I say I love you guys, man. It's unconditional. Like, I get here, I have a family, obviously, my family. Then you're my next family, and like, I love you guys to death. Like, it's unconditional. I get the job, you're in my family. So that's how I kind of hope to realize, like, hey, we're there for you. If you're gonna take a beat down, it's okay. Get up. You got shoulder pads on too. Let's take a deep breath and let's move on and let's go to the next play.
Time for one more.
With Jalen, we've heard a lot about, I guess, some of the intangibles, the stuff off the field. Confidence is how he carries himself.
Yeah.
Could you speak to that and just what you've seen?
I'll go a little opposite on that one. A little bit on this. I'll say that here's what I see in him is a tremendous arm talent. People want to say, like, sometimes you always coach. Who does people compare? Can you compare him to somebody you've coached? He's got a lot of Tyree Jackson in him from Buffalo. Different height, obviously. Tyree was 6'7", and he's like a son to me. I love that kid to death. But the types of throws they can make. Now you got to make sure they don't make, where's that line? And figuring that, but all that stuff, and confidence, and so on and so forth. He's got confidence, but on the field now, taking the confidence of how you see him, then getting the confidence of what we're doing offensively. Because I'll tell you this: the guy who will play, the guys who play sometimes, we're not playing the guys who can pick up what we're trying to do the fastest. Because we only have 3+ weeks. We didn't have like spring ball now, so we got to rub this in. Like, who can get us in the right play and who can get us in the right direction? And so that's why I think, like, confidence in his ability. Yeah. Now, can he still maintain the same confidence when I'm calling this long play call or getting a wristband or trying to get, oh my God, the clock's running, or final, try to line up, that kind of stuff. So I hope that makes sense to you.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks, Coach.